What is going on, everybody? It's Matt Marchese, also known as Islanders Daily. Your daily news from the four-time Stanley Cup champions, New York Islanders. And we finally have an episode today where we are not talking about a game. It's been a lot of talking about the games and everything going back and forth. But today we are not talking about any games as the Islanders do have an off day before they play the Boston Bruins, where hopefully they're able to get some revenge on the Bruins. Because, again, that loss last time they played them was just so infuriating. I think they're the better team. They played the better game against Boston and just lost that. So hopefully they come out ready to go. But speaking of Boston, to get things going, Cole Eiserman from Boston University, this happened a little while ago. I just haven't had the time to talk about it. He went down with that scary injury. People thought it was going to be serious. Luckily for us Islanders fan and Boston University, it is not as serious as originally thought. And they said Eiserman should be good to go in the coming week, so he won't miss that much time. And that's just great news. Obviously, when you see a guy like that walking off the ice on, can't put any weight on the leg, and you see him after the game on crutches, your mind races to the worst possible thing, thinking that he could broken leg, torn ACL, torn something. But no, it's nothing too serious. It seemed to be a sprained knee. So yeah, Eiserman luckily is not as injured as originally thought, and we can all breathe a sigh of relief. And hopefully, Eiserman gets ready and gets back to playing quickly, because I want, to see him continue to play good cup hockey in college and hopefully potentially make his way to the Islanders next year, because I think he's a pure goal scorer, and I think he's somebody that, with the newer young guys on the team now, and Schaefer, Richie, all the other guys we drafted, the Islanders can be a very exciting team. I mean, they're being exciting this year with a lot of their old heads. So clearly Darsh and Waugh have a new system that is working, making the Islanders more fun, and only going to get more fun with those younger players coming up. And yeah, so we'll just have to wait and see when all that stuff occurs. But yeah. And then next up, I want to talk a little bit about Maxim Shabanov. The Islanders signed him during free agency, the Russian guy there. And obviously he got hurt. A lot of us didn't think that it was going to be serious, but it has turned out to be something serious. I don't know what you do with Maxim Shabanov when he comes back. I'll go into that a little later, but this is a big question. From everything the Islanders have said, it doesn't sound like Maxim Shabanov will be back anytime soon, which definitely sucks. He was playing pretty solid hockey to start the year, Shabanov. Obviously, he has that small stature. He's not a big guy, not a lot of weight, short, and he got hurt. He got hurt. He took a lot of hits. Obviously, he was a tough guy. He wasn't afraid to take the hits. He got right back up and everything. But clearly something happened on one of those hits where he just hasn't been able to play, and we still don't know what it is. We know it's an upper body injury, and I don't know where he goes. I just don't know. I obviously think that he is definitely talented enough, and he should be playing on the team when he comes back. But who knows when that is going to be? I mean, I can take a guess on what happened. I think he probably broke his wrist on one of those collisions. That's what I think it is. Obviously needs time to heal. But yeah, I am not sure what it was. And it sucks because he was playing good. But where do you put Shabanov when he comes back? Do you move the lines around a little? Because I think the top nine, we're going to get into it, has been playing pretty solid. They've been looking good, the top nine, and I like the way they're looking. I don't know if you can take somebody off that, and I think Shabanov is too talented to play on the fourth line. So yeah, we're going to just have to wait and see what happens with Shabanov. It becomes a bigger question because especially Richie is getting an opportunity. I'm excited. I've wanted Richie to get this opportunity for a while now, and he's getting that opportunity where he'll have every chance he needs to be a mainstay on the New York Islanders. And it seemed very obvious that Patrick Waugh wanted Richie on the Islanders very quickly from all the comments he said about him in preseason and even now. So I think they were just waiting for him, maybe giving him a couple games in the AHL, just getting him ready to go. But now I think it's Richie's time. I think he'll be up with the Islanders for the rest of the season. I don't see any reason you should send him back down. And he's looked great. I mean, obviously in those first game, he took a couple penalties. I know somebody in the comments said against Tom Wilson it wasn't a penalty. Whatever, he was a rookie kid. Not first game in the NHL, first game with the Islanders in the NHL. And a couple penalties, and he looked great against, in the second game against the Blue Jackets. I mean, he was making moves, making great passes, and he looks like somebody who's here to stay for the New York Islanders. And that just leaves Maxim Shabanov. I don't want to say the odd man out because he very much so isn't the odd man out. It should definitely be other players, but yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see. I know Stefan Rosner said if he comes back, maybe he'll go to the top line and Heineman will go to the fourth. I don't see that happening. I think Heineman has built great chemistry with Bo Horvat, and now with Barzal on that line, I don't see any reason to switch that because that line was moving. That line was looking good against the Blue Jackets. And yeah, I don't see any reason to change that up. I think Heineman should stay there, even if you don't think he's a first-line player. Clearly, he's working well with those guys. So I'd like to see him. So I think you put Shabanov on the fourth line, unfortunately, but maybe you give the fourth line more time. But then again, I know I've said it, but right now I just think Casey Cizikas doesn't have it anymore. I don't think he is the same player he once was. I think he is the only player who is negative, like when he's on the ice, it's potentially negative for the Islanders, and you want him to get off as quickly as possible, and that is Casey Cizikas, which is such a shame, but it's just the case. Obviously, he's just, anytime you watch him, it seems like the other team is getting opportunities, and he just doesn't have the skill to play with a guy like Duclair and, McLean and those guys. And that's not even saying McLean is that skilled of a player. It's just, I just don't think Cizikas has it anymore. And that's kind of what we have to talk about here. So I think, this is what Stefan Rosner said. I agree. It seems like the Islanders have found their top 9 going forward. It seems like these are the guys they want to roll with, which is Heineman, Horvat, Barzal, that first line, Drouin, Ritchie, Palmieri, that second line, Lee, Pajot, Holmstrom, that third line, which has been great, that third line. I can't stress that enough. I know a lot of people, Pajot and Lee, were people the fans want to trade it, but I don't know how you can trade these guys. Obviously, if the Islanders are far out of the playoffs come the deadline, these guys might be able to fetch you a hefty price that we probably didn't think that we would see. But they continue to impress. I mean, Anders Lee leads the team in assists. Since when does Anders Lee get an assist? I don't know. But, yeah, that Lee, Peugeot, Holmstrom line has looked great. And then the fourth line, this is the question. You have McLean, Cizikas, Duclair, and then Siplikov as the extra. You have Shabanov coming back. It's kind of which 3 out of those 5 will be on the team. I think when Shabanov comes back, he takes over that role, maybe replaces McLean. And I don't know. I think Siplikov should be playing over Cizikas. I think that gives you the most skilled. Obviously, the center problem there, but it's just tough. It's just tough with the fourth line because the first 3 lines, you can't change it. You can't change those first 3 lines, but that fourth line, like I said, I just think Cizikas is a detriment to the Islanders at this point in his career where, you don't want him playing. Obviously, Siplikov was moving in with McLean in this game. In practice today, they were switching, every couple shifts, getting chances. And I do hope that Siplikov gets another look at some point because I just don't think he's that bad. Like, I don't think he's bad enough to where he shouldn't, be playing. So we'll have to wait and see. And then here's a quote from Patrick Waugh that he stated about Callum Ritchie. He said he earned his trust during the preseason because somebody asked him what gave him the confidence to make Ritchie the 2C. And he said, he earned my trust during preseason, said that it was tough to send him to Bridgeport, but they thought that was best for his development. Then this opportunity came, so he's getting every chance he has to make his name, Callum Ritchie, and I'm excited to see it. He looks real good, and I like that line there with Drouin and Palmieri. I think it fits him well. Obviously, Drouin kind of makes a lot of passes as well, so a lot of opportunities for Kyle Palmieri to score goals there on that line. And now we'll go ahead into some comments here that I know I've wanted to talk about making, this stuff going on and see what happens and all that. So we'll finally get into it here. And yeah, so the first one, we're going back a little about Sorokin and everything that Sorokin did in that game on Halloween and how he performed. And a lot of people said it. The whole comment section was saying it. We need that version of Sorokin to show up every single night. And yeah, it's completely true. This is the Ilya Sorokin we need to show up every single night. I mean, when you get that Ilya Sorokin, you can win any given game. The problem is, he's just been struggling to get that. But hopefully that game was a big confidence booster. A lot of people said it. This could be a big confidence booster for Ilya Sorokin. We'll just have to wait and see if it is. We'll have to wait and see if this does give Sorokin the confidence. Obviously, he will be starting against Boston, where hopefully he can get his revenge because he really struggled in that game against Boston. Really, really struggled in that game against Boston. I mean, they were scoring goals that I think a beer league goalie could have saved, man. And this is Sorokin. He's got to play better this game. He played great against the Capitals. He saved their asses in that game in that first period. Now you're playing a team who made you look like Swiss cheese, and you have an opportunity to come back and show that I'm back to my old self. And this is going to be an extremely important game for Ilya Sorokin to show that he deserves to be the everyday starter and keep working hard. Will he? We'll just have to wait and see. We will just have to wait and see. And yeah, we got a comment said it was the Blue Jackets game was one of the most exciting games to watch in recent memory. And I completely agree. I mean, I haven't had that much fun watching the Islanders in a long time. It was an exciting game. I mean, last time they had a comeback like that was against the Winnipeg Jets years back. And this game was awesome. I mean, scoring those last second goal to tie the game up at 107. Then you score that goal 30 seconds later to win it. Simon Holmstrom, and yeah, that was a fun game. That definitely was a fun game. Everything about it was a fun thing. So we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. And then, we see some, other comments, talk about the vets. But it's so weird because the Islanders, a lot of the comments, it fluctuates day to day. I mean, the Islanders are the most weird team there is. I mean, they play unbelievable and look like these guys still have it, and then they look like trash other days, and we see the comments changing with the games as well, with people praising how they played and people ragging on how they played. So they're just such a weird team. It's fun to watch, though. I haven't had this much fun watching the Islanders in a long time. Obviously, that Hurricanes game was not fun. That Bruins game was not fun. But yeah, the Islanders continue to, play weird hockey, exciting hockey, fun hockey, and yeah, it's been an exciting time, and I can't wait for the game tomorrow against Boston. I think this is a very important game against Boston. Obviously, it's still so early in the season, but you're going to want your revenge on them. Like I said, you lost a game you probably should have won against them, and yeah, we'll have to see how the Islanders come out because Sorokin needs to be better this game. This is a little bit of a redemption game for Sorokin, and he needs to play better. So we'll just have to wait and see. I mean, the Eastern Conference is freaking crazy. Every team has either 18, 14, or 13 points. I mean, what the hell? The hell's going on? The Eastern Conference is loaded up on steroids right now this year. So could be a long season, could be a fun season. I mean, team with a good record right now, it's like that. I'm looking at the standings right now. It's crazy. It's crazy, the standings. So every game's important for the Eastern Conference already showing. I mean, and then you look at the Western Conference where, teams are not doing so good. I mean, the Calgary Flames are 3-9-2. I mean, those guys do not seem that bad. But, hey, I mean, the Blues 3-7-2. I know they've been having some goaltending troubles. But, yeah, the Islanders, this is an important game against the Bruins, and we'll see if they can, continue, get a little bit of a winning streak going. So, as always, that's going to do it. Be sure to leave comments down below so I can do more of these comment things, talk about your guys' comments, say anything you want me to talk about in these videos. And yeah, as always, let's go Islanders.